All right. You know, a lot of people told me the metagame from the 4th Hoaglandia Historic Open, where Teferi, Time Raveler, and Wilderness Reclamation was banned, wouldn't be terribly relevant. Well, I have to say good day, sir. This is one of our decks, I believe, that finished in the top 4 of that tournament. It got a lot of match wins. At any rate, it is a Young Pyromancer deck that was brought to us in Jumpstart, along with leveraging Priest of the Forgotten Gods and using things like Village Rites for some card advantage. We've got some baby Chandra here, who Chandra has fantastic utility in a deck like this, because not only does she provide good tokens for our Priest of the Forgotten Gods, but she also flashes back our various utility spells. Like a lot of Chandra decks don't have quite the range of instants and sorceries that this deck does, which is sweet. Bro, DM Joey, thank you for the sub gifties. Good morning. Happy Bands Day. Barn Burner, thanks for the 2 months. So, I'm not 100% sure how our Goblins matchup's gonna go. Priest of the Forgotten Gods is very good against Goblins. I've got some Witch's Vengeance to the sideboard, some other spot removals, so the changes our life. We're diving on into some Historic Ladder. You can sign on to Magic Arena right now and play Historic and Standard without Reclamation and Teferi. My plans for the short term are to continue focusing on Historic for Magic. We're going to be back with daily Magic content now, since they decided to clean things up. And we're going to be focusing on Historic until rotation happens. They made their ban decision far enough out that we will be having a Hoaglandia open this month, August 16th. I'll be putting up signups for the Hoaglandia open this evening after I'm done streaming and doing my post-stream stuff. I'm going to put that together. Actually, maybe I'll ping my wife and ask her if she wants to put it together now. Hey, Stuckums, thanks for the 13 months. Monster Can Mike, thanks for the half a year. And Seamus, thanks for the 13 months. I'm missing a second red, but I think this is a keep. Looks like the enchantments deck. Maybe I'm supposed to hold that Disfigure for if they power that up. Or maybe hold it for the Spirit Dancer. Yeah, I'm actually probably supposed to hold it for the Spirit Dancer. Yeah, I think that was a mistake. I think because because they can't protect Spirit Dancer with Selfless Savior there, I'm supposed to hold that. Hey, Go Jonesy, thanks for the half a year. Sadamau, thanks for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Yeah, this archetype had a lot of success in the Historic Open over the weekend, it looked like, based on what other people were saying. Well, they don't have trample, so we can get some chump blocks in here. Carmen Nova, thanks for the 31 months. Welcome back. Wee poop. I guess flying. Oh, I was to say. Hey, Tahidin, thanks for sticking on. I appreciate it. Got some Noxious Grasp. Got some Heartless Act. Claim is definitely good here. This is not a Chandra matchup. They're aggressive. We pretty much just want this in the more mid-range and control matchups, I think, maybe against combo too. I think I prefer cards that play to the board, so probably prefer spot removal to Agonizing Remorse. Rest of this seems fine. John Lawrence, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. All Doomblades on deck. That's definitely a kill all the things matchup. Goofy Hat Matt, thanks for 11 months. Welcome back. Tendo Sanchez, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Happy Bands Day, folks. Blue Fire, howdy howdy. Yeah, Sanskrit. Priest into Pyro's pretty sweet. If you didn't see the bands video, it's fairly condensed. Definitely worth a watch. It's good to have formats I want to play, Bebo. That's fine, right? They might put another enchantment on it here. Do they play God's Willing? I don't know. That's a good question. I guess they could potentially... Oh, they could have Commandra's Blessing. They definitely play Blessing. That's super true. I should have done it to play around Blessing. It's a good call. Okay, we're out of spells here, but like we've got Pyromancer and at least one activation rolled up. For people ask about the Open, the next Open will have an entry fee again. The $6 entry fee worked out really well last time. I don't know that it was strictly competitor DAO so much as like I was far from the only one on a Magic break. Like Ali, Day 9, and a couple other people had said they were going to be taking breaks till rotation too, so I definitely think that it was a group effort. Priest is absurd in this matchup for sure. Priest is very good against creature decks that have very little removal. So it's hard to, one of the tough things about my job, Sam, is figuring out correlation and causation is often tough. And like, for example, the viewer count on Runeterra is lower, but my sub count had actually been staying fairly steady. But it's hard to know if like that steady was like from Magic people waiting through rotation or other things. Yep. The Muxus will, yeah, I am not intending to do any house bans for the Open. Even if Muxus seems strong leading into the Open is going to be the first weekend after Amonkhet Remastered drops, which should shake things up even if Muxus is a known entity going into the weekend. There's a good chance this just kills us. Alright, so we're going to put on full control mode here, and we'll drop Kroxa, and we'll sack it to Village Rites in response to its trigger. Yeah, so, and that's very true. Like, banning Teferi soft unbans counterspells. It's a good pickup. They could have things like Blessing or Spell Pierce, but this at least gives us some breathing room, perhaps. Well, I guess we get to play this through Spell Pierce, right? Can we die this turn? If they put double all that glitters on? Maybe? Do I play around a second Spell Pierce here? I think I'm playing Priest before Young Pyromancer anyway, so I think the answer is yes. Is it greedy to want a double creature? Yeah, I think so. I think I want to just kill that as soon as possible. I think I want to kill this because it draws cards and then play Priest here. Namachill with the 54-month resub. That is an incredibly long time. Thank you and welcome back. Yep. Wonder if we'll see them, yeah, pick up Luris here. So, I think we just escape Kroxa next turn. I have 5 cards in my bin, so if I fetch with the Fabled Passage, I can escape Kroxa, leave Shaka. And that'll get rid of this, and they just have Luris. And we can shock the Luris after it recasts something. Well, was that a good draw, chat? You know what? Maybe I'm supposed to wait on that, so that way they don't recast that with Luris. Although I guess if they recast that one, I don't really care, right? I boarded out my Chandra, so the cards that are left in my graveyard don't matter here. NASA Null, thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome to Oglandia. Pyro, Disfigure, Shock. No, I think I want to get Kroxa down this turn. Oh, it's already up, Jerry. I posted it before I went live. My lack of interest in Pioneer is largely related to Magic the Gathering Online. I am excited that... Ooh, that's really good. Right, I forgot we killed that earlier. I am very excited for those cards. I'm excited for the Pioneer bans from the perspective that those bans mean when they bring Pioneer to Arena, it will be better for Arena. There's a workaround for the deck spot not being in here for now. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I think the Disney song parody is what finally got to support you. Loved the Runeterra, but it's nice to be excited for Magic again. Been watching your content since Kiki Cordon Moto. You've been around the block. Well, welcome, Nasanul. I appreciate the support. Repetition, thanks for the third of the year. Welcome back. Thanks for being a steady voice of reason this gritty MTG season. Hopefully you'll enjoy the more exciting formats. Thanks for coming back, Repetition. Hanos, thanks for the 13 months. Hey, Bill Kinton. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for keeping me around. Strickles, thanks for the 21 months. Zeckles, thanks for the 22 months. Hope to see more MTGO content. As a heads up, Zekthen, I am not intending to revisit Magic Online at this time. My focus is definitely going to be, I still want to make sure I do some Runeterra stuff, because I do, like, I'm excited to play Magic and Magic Sweet. Magic looking sweet, they banned the obnoxious cards, but I am definitely want to make room to play other games still, too. We're going to be going back to daily Magic content, but I do still plan to do some Runeterra stuff. So I think my focus is going to be Arena and Runeterra, as opposed to Arena and Moto. Combat Muffin CA, thanks for 11 months. Uguk, thanks for the 7 months. Yeah, Luris plus Selfless Savior is just really, really good. That's actually sweet, because now we can shock and kill this. Hey, Flexted, thanks for the 2 months. Today's bannings may be the start of the country turning around. Here. This is target creature they control, so they can't save it. Alright, off to a strong start. Bauerstein, thanks to the 8 months. Did not expect that ban update this morning. Excited to see you play. Much fun formats again. Me too. Me too. The Great Wumbo! Finally some good bands. They are quite delicious. Thank you for the 16 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I didn't have anything in my graveyard, Nivik. The bans are live now. You can sign into Magic Arena and play Historic without Reclamation and Teferi, and Standard without Growth Spiral and all the others. My focus here is going to be Historic until rotation, I believe. I'm glad people who are enjoying Standard can have a refreshed format there, but I think we're going to focus on Historic on this channel still. Amonkhet Remastered is coming in a couple of weeks. We're going to have a Historical Glandia open in a couple of weeks. Hi, Onam. Thank you for the third of year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So, decision on my mana. I could play Fabled Passage here and get a tapped land, and then I have untapped land on 2, untapped land on 3. They could be a flash deck, but even if they're a flash deck, I've got enough removal that I think that's not too big of a deal. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do this. Although if they go like End Step Spectral Sailor into untapped Curious Obsession, I could get into trouble. Start with this and get a Lay of the Land here. Everybody go vote in this poll. If you don't have a Twitter account, make a Twitter account. Tell them you do not want notice. Tell them that what they did this week is better. Tell them that no more waiting. You should also follow me on Twitter if you don't already, but you should go vote no notice in this Twitter poll. Thanks. It's currently winning by a considerable margin. Excellent. Sometimes good triumphs.
This isn't my first time being the hero.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna shock this, and then we're gonna hope to draw a Chandra or a creature. Pretty unfortunate wrong half problem here. Drawing things like Shocks and Fungal against the control deck feel bad. Village Rites could be okay down the line. Teferi gets to activate an R turn as well, so he's gonna survive here. Oh, they bin to Yorion. Interesting. So maybe they're more mid-rangey blue-white? Leaf Blade Fighter, thanks for 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And unfortunately, Mire Triton is swimming upstream against Teferi. It basically pluses 2. I do get to go ahead and we get to do the Village Rites with Kroxa here again, which is nice. I have no idea, Gorks. Yeah, I think this Teferi's fine. This card's assuredly going to annoy people, but I think from a power level perspective, I actually really like the design on this card. The fact that it's filtering and not just raw card advantage makes it very reasonable. It's like appropriately annoying, but not like remove an axis of the game annoying. This is slick. They're looting with Teferi before the Ask Hanta trigger to guaranteed flip it without having to spin the top card. It's a good play here. Zephyr, thanks for the 13 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hey, Greyhound Dog, thank you for the 10 months. I appreciate that. We're probably dead here at this point. I guess I could technically escape this. All right, let's try. I could technically escape this and claim it to attack right away. But not like I assume this is going to get counterspelled. For months, Hearthstone was hiding behind the MTGA launch icon. Finally, they fixed it today. God bless. Oh! You know what? I messed up. I should have Fungal Infectioned my Kroxa last turn before I Village Rites it to turn this into a 1-1. If I had done that, I would have been able to attack this Teferi for lethal this turn. That's a pretty big miss on my part. Yeah, I saw the Village Rites line, but I missed being able to Fungal Infection my thing. That's a pretty big miss on my part. Thanks for the 15 months, Stinkins. I appreciate that.
Slow down.
Slow down. Use exclamation point ban. It was not disappointing. Keep up the great content. Thanks, Solaris. So, I assume we're losing Kroxa to this. Hey, Shin, thank you for the support. Welcome back. I think we're probably dead here. We're like keeping pace with this, but the Azcanta is gonna slowly bury us is the issue. Yeah, I'm gonna bail out of this game. Let's get some non-dead cards in our deck. Oh, Metal, thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Alright, so Claim the Firstborn, Fungal Infection, and Disfigure. Obviously not great here. Noxious Grasp, they probably have 5 mana Teferi in their deck in addition to Yorion, so maybe this is fine. It's probably like the next best thing out of the board here. Yeah, missing the Fungal Infection line was big. We would have hampered their card selection development a significant amount. Exterminator, hopefully it's not straightforward to say. Also, like, Amonkhet Remastered is dropping in less than 2 weeks, so take their berth here. The Elspeth Conquers Deaths actually aren't particularly good against us because our only 3-drop is 3 mana Chandra. Your song is beautiful. Thanks, Mindfire. I appreciate the support. I take the seal away here. Just like force them to hold the absorb up if they want to stop us from playing to the board. EC is a weird choice against Dark. I mean, to be fair, our deck's a bit of a brute, and the opponent likely doesn't know the makeup of what we're doing here. So I think rather than playing into a absorb here, I just pass and plan to pay 4 and draw a card. They're learning, Bob. They're learning, and it's wonderful. Yes, Zephyr. Let's see, exclamation point bands here for my stuff. I'll have a schedule posted tonight. I think I'm paying 4 to draw a card again here. We'll shock their face. They have Yorion in the main deck. Thanks, Nixie. I think at some point, the 5D chess segment, we must have jumped back to the correct timeline. It's funny because it's true. Thanks, Whiskey. Let's lead on this. And then, so the way priority in Magic works is, if they don't blow this now, I will have a chance to return this to play right away. So now that they did that, now they're going to have to absorb this. There's never a window, once that sacrifice trigger resolves, if I stack those correctly, for them to use the Soul Guide Lantern to exile Kroxa or any of my cards there. And now they had to use the absorb for that, which means they won't have it for something like Chandra down the line. Oh, I forgot to attack. Yeah, I was so excited. Our play worked. I missed a 2-ball. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should play this first to play around Mystic Dispute. It's a card people play sometimes. Ooh. Oh, there's no Teferi to stop Chandra's -2 from working, chat. There's no Teferi to stop her -2 from working, chat. Lordy. Lucho, thank you for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. Kane's Indignation, thank you for the tier 2 and for the 15 months. That was an excellent draw.
Training is so hard.
Training is so hard. I believe I updated the Teferi command.
Say hi to my fiery friends.
Oh, that was a different one. J-Ray! Thank you for the gifties, I appreciate it. Good morning to everyone, by the way. Happy Bands Day. Okay.
Trust me, let's skip to the good part.
Our castle is doing the Lord's work here, trying to drag us kicking and screaming across the finish line. Let's Chandra Elementals here. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to hit Hero of Dominaria.
I'm getting too old for this.
They, generally speaking, always suspend an Historic before banning. If they don't want to cratch Witch's Vengeance or a suitable replacement for the Goblet matchup, I don't think so. Is the unfortunate answer. Bond Gripper! You could, like, theoretically play Cage. I guess you could play Languish if you don't mind, if you have that card available to you. Oh, I even get to sack one of these tokens to Village Rites. That's so good.
You're not going to win this.
Nah, because of the client dedicated docs, I'm sure Pioneer will be better after their changes. Moto's just really slow and clunky. So my plan is to, I'm not going to stop doing Runeterra stuff. I like Runeterra, but I'm going to do a mix of Runeterra and Arena as opposed to Arena and Moto. And I'll have a full schedule posted this evening. Mono Black will be the next deck that we play, Charizard. As always, the decks that we're going to play today in the order in which I intend to play them are in the stream title. And if we keep a decent viewer count, we're going to do a third one after Mono Black. So, do I Village Rites? Or do I attack first? I think I'm supposed to attack first. So the problem with Cage is that you can't escape your Kroxas with the Cage out. Logan and Mr. Mark the Shark, welcome back. I could swing face and bet on them having lands. That's an interesting thought. Yeah, maybe that's right. They are at 6 now at this point. It might be right to ignore their planeswalkers. They're gonna have a land here, and we could have killed them. Well, actually, we couldn't have killed them, right? Because they have Teferi's down tick. So even if they had a land here, they could have down ticked Teferi to fog a 2-drop. They didn't have a land anyways. I want to leave up Phyrexian Tower so I can sack like this if they go to exile it. Hey, John23, thanks for the third of a year. Welcome back. Yeah, Village Rites is super sweet in this deck. For sure.
You know what? I'm not.
I mean, even if they whammy us here, we probably draw a card with Kroxa, and then we have Chandra left over, right? And I have a castle going still. That's kind of a whammy. Right, Wanderer? Right? I really wasn't expecting them to ban Time Raveler. I was expecting them to ban Wilderness Reclamation, and like seeing Time Raveler on the list was just like the happiest of accidents.
Don't worry, I brought company.
Let's start with this. Okay. And then let's Village Rites the token that can't attack. And then we can shock this. And then we can... I think I draw paying less life here to start before I draw with Priest. Okay. I think they're going to phase out Kroxa here. Okay, so they didn't phase out Kroxa, which means that they're taking 3 down to 7, and then these can hit them. I think I'm supposed to clear out their planeswalkers here. How do we feel about that? So I can send this here. I think I send these 2 here, and like these 2 here, and then shock this before it can block. Yeah, but I get the trigger. Like, getting the trigger is important. Okay, I think I do this and kill this. Yeah, so they're going to 7 and they're losing both their planeswalkers. This is so weird. I get to use the stack against blue-white control. It's so neat and novel. Did you know Magic has a stack, chat? I think I'm happy with how I boarded. Yeah, it's a sweet one, Jerry. It's got a lot of, it's got a ton of really cohesive pieces all wrapped up in it, which is great. Guy and the Skull, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. You can just keep a threat dense hand. Would love to draw like some discard spells, but I think this is a mulligan. Yeah, Village Rites is a really sweet one. Big agree. It is very similar, J-Ray. Alright, I think I'm gonna Mire Triton here. I'd rather not play a second Pyromancer out into a sweeper. 3 years for a great day, isn't it, Jeff? What's going on, Zach? Good morning. Rising Toast, thank you for the 14 months. Welcome back. I think Zach wins the sub message for the day. Alright, so we're hoping to not see double sweeper here. I think I just take Big Teferi here. Are we going to do a long stream? So, unfortunately, I need to do a grocery pickup this evening. So I can't do a super long stream. I think we're going to do 3 or 4 decks. I'm not sure what we're going to play after Mono Black Control just yet. Yeah, right, Jerry? Alright, so we have some decisions to make here. If I shock this, I can attack this down to 1. The question is, do I want to third Pyromancer plus shock, or do I want to shock plus lean into my castle? I think I want to shock plus lean into my castle. Minga Hamster, thank you for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome. There are no Magic decks in the queue at the moment. I was not planning on playing Magic till rotation, so I had cleared out the queue. Yes, leaning into the castle is much better against a sweeper, and with my opponent's Master of Time going here, I think playing around a sweeper is probably ideal.
Waited too long there.
I would not be surprised if Spirits remains competitive in this format. I think it has a lot of good tools. Spirits probably will continue to have a good, decent Muxus matchup too. Ooh, that's a good thought too.
It takes impressive knowledge to be a temporal archmage.
I am not planning to dip back into standard at this point, Hamblin. I think with Amonkhet Remastered coming and the upcoming open going to be historic, I think I want to focus on historic. Hey, thanks for the 10 months, Sarita. I appreciate that. 6 cards in the bin. So we're gonna start by attacking Teferi. I assume they're gonna trade here and then plus this to keep it alive. Yeah, Sultai Flash would be a fine submission, Braveheart. Pretty much any deck that's on my website is always a fine submission for Historic. Wow, I'm pretty surprised that happened. Like, when we're in, like, a really good spot now, right? Because I get to Kroxa, escape Kroxa, empty their hand here. This was a very good draw. I'm going to leave Duress in my grave. Actually, I'm going to leave Shock in my graveyard for Chandra. I think the reach is probably better than the discard spell. Yeah, they weren't going to use that spot removal or sweeper anyways, right? Alright, Castle's down, but we've got Kroxa hammering down on them still. Do I offer Triton for a token here? I think the answer is yes. Without my castle here, I just want to put as much pressure on them as possible before they can draw another Shatter. Hey, thanks for the tip, Rad. I appreciate your generosity. Sultai Flash, please. Definitely. I'm gonna hold on to this in case they draw a counterspell to sandbag. I could fire the Remorse off here to make a token, but I don't think that's worthwhile. Gotta pump the brakes here, unfortunately. Things are gonna slip away from us pretty quickly with this castle on the other side. I'm gonna need to put the brakes on doing variety segments, at least in the short term, 10-ton hammer. Wow, that's like a really aggressive attack. Shock this. Oh, I can re-add that. Worky, yep. Good suggestion. Doesn't really matter what I take with the second one.
Looks like I'm out of time.
Yeah, Remorse Exiles links to the graveyard. You'll note I prioritize taking Hero of Dominaria to start because my opponent's deck does have Elspeth Conquers Death in it. Now I wish I would have kept. I guess not. I guess I'm a liar. Does Feather beat up Goblins? I don't know. I feel like Feather probably has a bad Goblins matchup. Its clock isn't particularly fast, and it doesn't really have a ton of counterplay against Muxus. I guess if you Jeskai, you could Disdainful Stroke Muxus. Hey, thanks for the 25 months crafted. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So this is, Chandra's like, hey, look, a distraction here, but they're gaining 2 more. This one's probably going to slip away from us. Alti Gamer, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Can you explain why, Wargy? What aspect of the deck allows you to be good against goblins? Like, are you Disdainful Stroking Muxus? How are you beating their combo kill? I guess you could kill their hasters, and maybe that's enough?
Time's up.
Well, I get to cantrip again here, at least. I'm here for the Disney sing-along, social commentary, and you staying on Watsy's butt. It is, in fact, a whole new world. I try. Shocks and Rage? Sure. That makes sense.
My past is catching up to me.
If we have time for a fourth deck today, we'll do Jeskai Featherwargy. Oh, this is lethal. Durf. Lands still happen on occasion, chat. Gotta take your lumps. It's a relatively close game, all things considered. We got some prizes. 5 months is quarantine gone too far. Yeah, I'm actually in scheduled for like my second quarantine haircut. Ooh, vault. Yeah, banning Teferi is like unbanning Disdainful Stroke in a lot of ways. That counterspell stock goes way up. Hey, good luck on the rest of your lettering today, Zappa. Am I taking submissions right now or waiting till tomorrow? Any other submissions? I have decks that I'm going to be playing today. If you'd like to get decks in the queue for later this week or a future stream, please use the forum on my website, as always. I'll have my full schedule posted this evening, but we'll be going back to daily Magic content again, starting today. If this is the Auras deck that's been running around, there's no way they beat Priest Chandra game 1. Unless they have main deck Baffling End. I guess some of them could have main deck Baffling End. Like, this is probably GG.
Chandra, you need more control. They're so cute.
How much democracy to play 5D chess sometime this week? I don't have a good answer to that question offhand. Ask me, send me a DM. I need to see how many Magic deck submissions I get. Alright, we played this matchup earlier. It's definitely what I would describe as an all Doomblades on deck matchup, so we definitely just want all of our removal spells here. Probably don't want my discard spells. Oh, I cut my Chandras last time. Maybe I don't want to cut all the Chandras because of how good she is with Priest. Maybe last time I left 2 Remorse in. I'm gonna try leaving 2 Chandra in this time. I'm tentatively cutting my variety segments for Demi. It's gonna be tough to fit in variety stuff on top of Magic and Runeterra. Only 1 removal spell, but we've got Priest again, so I think we keep this. Yeah, I'll definitely have something in there about variety next time, Meatballs. I think I'm just leading on this. Yeah, I'm gonna Heartless Act this, actually. I'm gonna hold up Village Rites here in case they have Baffling End. This game should be done. Thanks for the 6-6. Welcome to Thunderdome. Enjoy your stay. Opinions on them banning from combo from Pioneer. I'm really glad they elected to ban combos in Pioneer before printing Pioneer Masters onto Magic Arena. It's a little aggressive, but I think I like it. Yeah, I think this deck's super regional. People that are just joining us, this is one of the decks that did well in the last Hoaglandia Open, which was well ahead of its time. The last Hoaglandia Open had Teferi and Wilderness Reclamation banned in it. Yeah, you can check out those deck lists linked on my website. Go to jeffhoagland.com. Click Hoaglandia Opens. There's a playlist of all the matches that we covered, as well as links to the full metagame on is Stream Decker struggling for anyone else? I would assume Stream Decker's getting hit by a heavy load at the moment. From a bunch of people suddenly opening Magic on Twitch again with the news this morning. For historic decks, J-Ray, I usually like to play them. I usually like to have 2 playthroughs with them, but yeah, I think if we have a good experience with this a couple of times, it's definitely something worth putting on the site. Not particularly good opener against a ramp deck here. Probably some kind of Golo Scapeshift variation. Main deck Grafdigger's Cage. Sure. Well, that means they're not playing Uro, right? That's what this cage means. Well, we're gonna die to a sweeper, but this is our play, so. I cut the 4th Duress from our board for Witch's Vengeances. That might have been wrong. There are Field of the Dead decks, so I think I board in this in order to be able to name Zombie. This is probably fine. Do we expect Hydrate Crazes out of them? If I'm expecting Hydrate Crazes out of them, Claim the Firstborn is probably worth leaving in. Maybe I split it 2-2 with Shock. Let's try that. We may have died to the sweeper, but I appreciate that it was sorcery speed. Big ups, right? There's a secret to drawing lands in a 27 land deck. Your Explorer Growth Spiral deck should be playing 29 or more lands. No joke. If you look at the Yarok field recommendation on my website, I think it's playing 30 or 31 lands in 60 cards. I think I want to prioritize Pyromancer rather than Priest against the ramp deck. Do you want to know the... Oh, they're just playing Uro. They're just playing Uro and Grafdigger's Cage together. Sure. Why not? The easiest way to tell that Wizards made good decisions is if their decisions pissed off people that do MTG Finance. So you can usually tell their choices were good. What's going on, Curio? Thanks for the biddies. I appreciate it. Hey, that's a great draw. Again, full control. Kroxa, respond to Kroxa's trigger requiring it to sacrifice with the Village Rites. Opponents mostly spinning their tires, but we were also just tire spinning for a while there, so... Alright, so do I think with the other Village Rites drawn here, I run back the line from last turn, which is Kroxa into sack it to Village Rites again. Let the first trigger resolve so they don't know that we're sacrificing it to Village Rites. We got 9 cards in the bin for Kroxa here. See if they peel a cage or not. Can claim that bad Bama Jamma. Actually, is claiming that better than... Yeah, it's really line. So we'll claim this. We'll attack with these. We'll escape Uro. Yeah, then I can still Remorse here and hold Shock. Hive! 6 to 26 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Well, they're going to get to Aether Gust this, but there's still plenty of cards in my bin. Let's just take their Shatter. Yeah, cards that get exiled have a real awkward visual right now. Merry Christmas, Mike. It's Christmas in August. Done come early. I mean, you'd look awkward in a glass jar too. Harsh but fair. Harsh but fair, Panda. Yeah, I think Pyromancer to start here. Pretty reasonable hand to keep. Get this out of the way, get my auto pass value in. Nick, nice mace stun, bro. Thank you for 13 months. Welcome back. I think I just play this even though they could glass casket it. Oh, child. I think if I click on my main phase, I don't have to full control. Is that true? Perfect. So if I just, rather than... I love you, bud. Close the door. You actually got the door closed, chat. Look at that. Oh, gotta take the Golos here. Things aren't looking good for our hero, though. They've got 2 removal spells in their hand, basically, and they have lots of inevitability with the fear. What's our best possible draw here? Probably a 3-mana Chandra to pair with these Village Rites. Alright. Click here instead. I had a couple of Bedevils in the sideboard to cages after playing the Hoots if you wanted to add those. That seems like a good suggestion. Maybe over the Noxious Grasps. So I think with Blast Zone here on 2, I'm passing. Because next turn I want to go Pyromancer into Duress, into Village Rites on the tokens. Oh, right. If they blow it up, I get one back from here. That's a good call. Forgot about that. Okay, well... Yeah, they also forgot about that, apparently. They draw a sweeper? No. I don't know what you're saying. Something about Minecraft? Zombie. Oh, I forgot Mire Triton was gonna die. Mistakes are made. Mistakes are made, chat. I should be 2 life higher because my Mire Triton should have traded, or have an extra elemental in play. I could have sacrificed the Mire Triton to this. Yep. So we're gonna have a sick turn here. So we get to start with this.
Anyone need a fire?
Make 2 1/1s.
No? Hey.
We'll say, hey, you sacrifice. Then we'll claim the Firstborn to undiddle our priest. So that way the other zombie that they're gonna make in combat won't get to do anything. Because we'll get to do this with the priest. Is it better than just claiming their first zombie? Yes. Because I get to draw 2 cards this way. I'm a big fan of drawing magic cards. Wow, they took Pyromancer and not the priest? That's gotta be a mistake.
These little guys are great.
There's a Grafdigger's Cage in play, so Chandra can't flash back anything at the moment. I like the suggestion of Bedevil on the sideboard for tagging Grafdigger's Cage, speaking of. Yeah, we're gonna do a split of Historic on Arena and Constructed on Runeterra Arwood starting tomorrow. I'll post my expected schedule for the rest of the week tonight. Oh, Declan. And just a parrot will sound good. Okay, I love you, buddy, but you need to stay out of here for the rest of the day while I'm working, okay? Please close the door. Thank you. Alas, needs a second land. Lurrus of the Dream Den. So we're going to keep this, and we're going to bottom the Agonizing Remorse here. I think I'm just going to hold this for now. Being able to kill Core Spirit Dancer is pretty important. Hey, thanks for a third of a year, King Clover. I appreciate that. Welcome. Solidarity from a working at home dad who's familiar with the interrupting child. Yep. Yep. Normally I don't mind him poking in if he like needs something, but him just being like, do you know something Minecraft is it's a little much. Thanks for the 25 months, Wiggy. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Fabled Passage really costing us here. Yes, yeah, I think that's accurate as well. I definitely double taked when I first saw them posted. I was like, oh, those can't be real. That can't be real life. Hey, Conan, thank you for the 20 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, build-around submissions are open. Generic historic submissions are open. Okay, do they have another flying aura is the question to get through my death touch. It's 1-0 and can't be blocked. Yup. Alright, so we need to draw a Phyrexian Tower here. That will also do, pig. That'll do, pig. That'll do. I am going to be putting variety segments on hold, Bob. Weapons of mass scheming. Thanks for 3/4 of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome. I need to talk to people. I haven't sent messages yet to people that sent me variety stuff because the news came with small timing today. Thanks for the 3rd of a year. Midnight Slayer. Welcome back. Putting Luris into their hand is mighty slow here. Any thoughts? I'm putting them into a queue rather than... Yeah, it's probably a good idea. I'm going to... I probably could do 1 or maybe 2 variety segments a week, but I need to, like, in the short term, I need to focus on some magic stuff, especially leading up into the open. Like, maybe after the open we can make room to put some variety stuff back in. But I was enjoying doing some variety segments. So, Selfless Savior is much better for us than them getting back Life's Bounty, because I have another claim here for this. Yeah, definitely, Wargy. This matchup seems like it's good for our deck. We played it a few times now. Just boarding like that, cutting Remorse and a Chandra, bringing in a bunch of spot removal. Yep, as always, if you can't catch everything we stream today, it'll all get cut up and put on my YouTube channel. Democracy is important. Go vote. Go vote Aaron's poll. With as often as we're taking Chandra out, can we sideboard Duress? No, because Chandra and Duress are good in the same types of matchups. I think Chandra's like really good in this deck. Like trimming Chandra against aggro. I don't really want Duress against aggro. That's true. Vote November. More specifically, wherever you're at, find out now if you can register to vote by mail and get an absentee ballot mailed to you. So that way you can stay safe while voting in November. Thanks for the 12 months. Wait. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Washa Warrior, thanks for the quarter of a year. No, I'm not planning to revisit Moto, Percy. Glossakek, thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. We will play Pioneer when Pioneer exists on Magic Arena. We're gonna try and stick to playing actual video games on stream from now on. Priest into Chandra. Love it. Untapped land. Well, you know. That's fine. Chandra probably gets Spell Pierced here anyways. You could make a spreadsheet day once a month where you play Moto and then do your taxes afterwards. No one will notice the difference. It's funny because it's true. I think I'm playing Pyromancer and then sacking. Let's attack here first. And I think I'm sacking these two to try and draw a card, hit my land drops here. Oh, I could Kroxa. Kroxa's much better. Kroxa's the much better line. Big agree. What took them so long? So, like, when you're trying to teach your dog a new trick, and the dog finally masters the trick you've been working hard to teach it, you don't smack the dog in the face. You never smack your dog. You don't tell the dog, bad dog, because they failed 100 times before. You just say, good boy, you finally got it right. Don't continue to try and give negative reinforcement because they were wrong 100 times before. Just be happy it finally happened. Just be happy it finally happened, okay? The best time to ban all these cards was last year. The second best time is today. Gosh, maybe I'm supposed to Fungal Infection and then draw 2 cards there. Is that too aggressive? That might have been right. Yeah, I think I was supposed to Fungal Infection and draw 2 cards there. Alright, so we're done here, right?
It's better than having a plan. Say hi to my fiery friend.
We'll attack here first. Yeah, those are also really meaningful things in my opinion. The fact that they talked about fun and player participation are good things. Those are things that are good for them to take note of. Gerd, thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. Yeah, the fact that 3-mana Chandra got pushed out of all of these cat oven decks in favor of other things really made me sad, because Chandra plus Priest is one of my favorite combinations. It's funny too, because literally over the weekend, I tweeted out a clip of someone unironically saying Teferi was fine and Teferi kept Wilderness Reclamation in check. And I was just like, what planet are you from? Like, that you can, like, type that summary up unironically. Like, where have you been? What drugs are you taking? That, like, that's something you're gonna put out there unironically at this point. Woof. I think I'm taking Doom Foretold here. Seth Huchin, thank you for the very generous tip. Build around for Knight of the Reliquary, maybe a guy could dream. We'll give it a try. We can try our best. Love you, wifey. For those not familiar with these cards, these destroy creatures with power 2 or less, then take stuff out of my hand, which is not great. Yes, it also eventually exiles my graveyard. Yeah, this card's actually very good against us. All of its chapters are excellent. Yeah, they're gonna take something out of my hand. I'm gonna play another spell, and then we'll escape Kroxa next turn before they exile our graveyard at least. So puts card 6 in the bin. And then we're gonna claim the Firstborn and attack with this. Man, that one doesn't even draw us a card. So rude. So, not only does Stitcher Supplier gain you life, but Stitcher Supplier is a real removal spell, Team Master Rabe. So in a deck that's more all-in in the graveyard strategy, I agree that Stitcher Supplier tends to be better, but our deck's a mid-range value deck, So I'm interested in my cards being 1-for-1s, and Citra Supplier is often not going to be a 1-for-1, which means it's not acceptable. I aim to please, Jin. I aim to please. Alright, so Chandra's probably our best draw here still. Especially with this. Fuji Blaze! It's all but a fever dream! That is also decent. Put a stop there. Kroxa, get the card out of your hand. There's only 3 cards in the bin. This is 4. It takes a total of 6 to escape this. You need Kroxa plus 5 others. Okay, we have enough to escape Kroxa. Which figure opponent? You stuttered. So, like, all in all, this Fall of the Thran ended up... working out pretty well for us. So their plan is to use things like Elspeth's Nightmare to exile our graveyard before we get our lands back. So the opponent's hoping to have things probably like Bajuka Bog or maybe Remorseful Cleric to kind of break the parity with that. So I'm going to start with Kroxa here. And I think rather than escape this right away, I'm going to Kroxa plus Agonizing Remorse and try and poke at their hand. Because I want to try and get through something like, say, a Kaya's Wrath here. Nailed it. This stream was pre-recorded in front of a live Twitch audience, chat. Never forget. Alright, control. You know, I should probably put the 4th Duress back in my sideboard. We've been missing that. We don't, I guess Cling to Dust is probably okay, because it cantrips at least, but our board, as configured, isn't stellar against control. Just leave in Shock in Fungal Infection as proactive-ish things we can play. Stay safe out there, F-Dragon. Yeah, that's a good observation. Because they finally banned Teferi, they no longer had to wait to implement the rest of the ban list, which was nice. Banning Teferi meant that they could implement the bans at instant speed. Tier 0 take. We have not played against goblins once so far today. I guess this is about to exile my graveyard, which is sad here. Tweet it, I want to retweet it. Okay. The best part about today's ban list update is that because they banned Teferi, they were able to implement the bannings at instant speed instead of waiting till their next main phase. Hey, have a Twitter. Pretty sure that because this is popping off next turn, this exiles a card in any graveyard, right? So I'm going to go ahead and play an untapped land and plan to just cling to dust myself here. So that way I can cantrip this again, like basically pay 5, draw 2 before this happens. Hey, Lintix. Happy Bands Day. Can you accidentally fizzle your own cling if you exile the thing you target? Yes, Derek. Because you choose targets and then pay costs. I think I want to prioritize playing my Fabled Passages out here so I can fill my graveyard back up to escape Kroxa. August 3rd should be a national holiday in Hooglandia. It's not a bad idea. Float mana and cling their lands after it resolves. Nah, they have plenty of lands. We're only getting back 4 lands, chat. We can call the holiday August 8th. There's that Pachuca Bog. Oh! I punted. I knew that they're a exile the graveyard deck, so I should have gotten back Fabled Passages there. Because if I got back Fabled Passages, I would have more lands in my bid next turn to get back with their fall. So that's a mistake on my part. Did not play around them exiling my graveyard and could have gotten these passages back. Little detail there that's pretty likely to cost us this game. Jokes out of Poda because we're flooding out. I mean, you know. Yaku! Thank you for the very generous tier to resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Siranen, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Four cards total in the bin. Again, need 6 to get these back. second Treasure's Blessing. It's a bold strategy. And the other thing, too, to note, if I would have returned these Fabled Passages, not only would I have more lands in play, but I'd have more cards in my graveyard here, too, right? So, the reason that I can't escape Kroxa this turn is my fault. Because of my sequencing, or the lands I chose to get back from them. Yeah, I would have gotten those Kroxas back. Now, if they don't interact with Chandra here, I get to Remorse, Flashback, Remorse, play Priest.
Come on, Chandra, remember that spell.
Yeah, very likely, James. I played Priest out here, even though they had Glass Casket, because getting my hand empty makes my Castle Locthwain better.
Say hi to my fiery friends.
Gosh, Chandra is so good in this deck. Alright. So we get to shock their face and then draw a card at end of turn here. That was a really good draw for them. They're conceding. Oh, sure. Sure. We take those. Need to read the Siren resub message. We can't blame WotC. They wanted to ban Teferi for so long, but they kept getting draw step. Thought erasure. Thanks, Siren. Thoughts on this. I was really pretty happy with this. It was a lot of fun. It's doing a lot of the things that I like to do. Young Pyromancer is an incredibly sweet card. I kind of want a fourth Chandra. I might be wrong. I don't know. I guess we have like Village Rites and like Castle to help us. Actually, you know what I think I want? I think I want a second Castle. There were so many games during that set that the only reason we won them was because, yeah, the red castle could be good. I don't know if I could afford that many tapped lands. Like, we definitely have some aggressive turns, but yeah, I don't know. Like, this card probably drew us double-digit cards in the last 2 hours. I feel like the only change I'd make after playing that set is probably up a black castle, down a swamp. The Phyrexian Tower could maybe go. This is nice as an extra sacrifice outlet for claim, but like, we've got 4 rights and we've got 4 priest. So maybe instead of cutting a swamp, I just cut a tower and go up a castle. Yeah, I don't hate that. The first tower's pretty free, but it is a sometimes awkward colorless land, and it could mess us up, especially with Kroxa on occasion. That I want to put the 4th Duress in. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. So Against the control decks, we have Bedevil to bring in 2, but the discard spells did feel good. Yeah, the fourth Duress going back in is probably not unreasonable. Maybe you don't need 3 Witches' Vengeance, or I don't need this Noxious Grasp. Camelot Fanboy, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hooglandia. All right, for those of you that are new here, we play a lot of different constructed decks on this channel. We're going to be rolling on into another one now. We're going to play some Mono Black Control here up next. While I get everything set up and flipped over for the next deck, I'm going to hit a quick ad roll. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere. Would you want Luris Companion in the matchups where you... No, I don't think those are matchups where you want Luris anyways. Luris is good against control and